Welcome back to Wheel Reverend, where we dive into the rides that matter, the machines that blend power, style, and everyday usability. Today, we're taking an in-depth look at the 2025 Kawasaki Vulcan S, a bike that continues to occupy a very interesting space in the cruiser segment. It's not just another middleweight cruiser, it's Kawasaki's attempt at offering something flexible, modern, and approachable without sacrificing personality. Whether you're a new rider looking for a first big bike, or a seasoned rider who wants a daily machine that won't punish you in traffic, the Vulcan S has carved a reputation for being the versatile middle ground. Let's see how the 2025 version refines the formula. At the heart of the Vulcan S is a 649cc parallel twin engine, the same unit you'll find in Kawasaki's Ninja 650 and Versys 650. Tuned here for smooth and accessible power delivery. It makes around 61 horsepower and 63 Nm of torque, which means it's not overwhelming, but it's got plenty of punch for city sprints and highway cruising. Kawasaki's tuning makes it pull strongly in the low to mid-range, which is exactly what you want for a cruiser. You're not chasing redline thrills here. You're looking for effortless acceleration when the light turns green or when you're overtaking at highway speeds. The Vulcan S delivers that in spades while still being forgiving for riders who are still perfecting their throttle control. One of the standout qualities of this bike is its ergonomics. Kawasaki markets it as featuring the Ergo-Fit system, and that's more than just marketing buzz. The Vulcan S is one of the few cruisers in its class that allows you to adjust the seat, the handlebar reach, and the footpeg position to truly suit your body size. For shorter riders, you can bring the controls closer. For taller riders, you can stretch things out. That flexibility makes it a rare machine that fits riders from about 5'2" to 6'4" comfortably. When you sit on it, you don't feel cramped, and you don't feel like you are struggling to reach the ground either. For many people who might otherwise be intimidated by cruisers, this is a huge selling point. Styling is another area where the Vulcan S stands apart. Instead of going for the full retro, chrome-heavy cruiser look, Kawasaki has leaned into a modern and slightly sport-inspired design. You get a sleek teardrop fuel tank, sharp lines, and a minimalist rear end. The 2025 model adds updated LED lighting, giving the headlamp and tail section a crisper look. The blacked-out engine and exhaust keep things aggressive, while color options range from classic black to vibrant metallic shades that pop under sunlight. It's a bike that doesn't scream traditional cruiser but instead feels like a blend of modern naked bike DNA and cruiser attitude. Performance-wise, the Vulcan S is approachable yet engaging. The trellis-style frame and sport bike-derived suspension give it surprisingly nimble handling for a cruiser. At 229 kg weight, it's not feather light, but the low seat height of about 705 mm keeps the center of gravity low and confidence high, especially at low speeds. Whether you're weaving through traffic or leaning into corners on a winding backroad, the bike feels stable and planted. Braking is handled by a 300 mm front disc with 2 piston calipers and a 250 mm rear disc, supported by ABS as standard. The brakes aren't razor sharp like on a Super Sport, but they offer predictable and strong stopping power, which matches the Vulcan's character perfectly. Long-distance comfort is surprisingly good for a mid-sized cruiser. The seat padding is supportive, the riding position relaxed, and with Kawasaki offering accessory windscreens and saddlebags, the Vulcan S can easily be turned into a lightweight touring machine. Vibration is minimal thanks to the engine's smooth parallel twin design, so even after hours of riding, fatigue is kept to a minimum. The fuel tank holds about 14 liters, and with fuel economy in the range of 50 miles per gallon, you can expect a decent cruising range before you need to stop for gas. When it comes to technology, Kawasaki has kept things fairly simple but effective. The instrument cluster combines an analog tachometer with a digital display showing speed, gear position, fuel level, and trip info. For 2025, Kawasaki has introduced smartphone connectivity through their Radiology app, allowing riders to log trips, check service intervals, and view riding stats. It's not overloaded with features like some premium cruisers, but it offers just enough modern convenience to keep you connected without distracting from the ride. Now let's talk about price, because this is where the Vulcan S really shines as a value proposition. In 2025, it's priced starting around $7,700 in the US market, with ABS included as standard. That places it significantly below many larger displacement cruisers, while still offering build quality and features that make it feel premium. For riders on a budget or those who want a capable second bike without breaking the bank, it's a strong option. So what are the unique selling points of the 2025 Vulcan S? First, its engine is sporty, reliable, and tuned to be friendly without being boring. Second, its ergonomics and the Ergo-Fit system genuinely allows this bike to adapt to the rider, instead of forcing the rider to adapt to the bike. Third, its design is modern, stylish, and different enough from the chrome-heavy crowd to attract riders who want something a bit fresher. And finally, its price is delivering strong value in a category where many alternatives are either heavier, more expensive, or less versatile. At the end of the day, the Vulcan S is not trying to compete with heavyweight cruisers like Harley-Davidsons or Indians. It's not about raw torque or a loud V-twin soundtrack. Instead, it's carving its own lane as a practical, stylish, and adaptable cruiser that welcomes both new riders and veterans alike. It's a bike that proves you don't need to compromise between comfort, style, and usability. The 2025 Kawasaki Vulcan S is very much a rider's cruiser, approachable, customizable, and ready for just about anything you throw at it. That wraps up our deep dive on the 2025 Kawasaki Vulcan S. If you're in the market for a cruiser that blends modern sensibility with everyday practicality, this is a bike that deserves to be on your short list. Thanks for watching Wheel Reverend, and don't forget to hit subscribe if you want more detailed reviews and breakdowns of the machine shaping the riding world today.